Here, grab this.
That's good.
Get in line. Elfwin! Elfwin! Come here! Elfwin! 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 Come follow me! Elfwin! Ready? Here, sign this. Here, you can hold, give this out. Elfwin, you have to follow me.
Brayden, stop.
Careful for the cord, sweetie, so you don't trip. There you go.
Just stay right here. Okay. Hi, Mike.
Hello, welcome back to the Grange Fair. We are here with Forever Lions Radio Network. This segment will be sponsored by Damon's Grill and Prospectors here at State College. Order your wings for the game from the best caterers in town, Damon's and Prospectors. Order and pick up your order or have them delivered for the game. Welcome back again, folks. This is Quintus McDonald with the Forever Lions Radio Network. We are live here at the Grange Fair. Got all sorts of fun things going on. We got a table full of beautiful young children trying to sign autographs and multitask here. So I'm going to turn it over to Skip Drivers as I put the pin to the pitch. What's your name?
Yes, Heavenly folks have to get out here to Grange Fair. It's a fantastic opportunity for families. Not only being a football game line, I'm actually a Grange Fair person myself. Growing up, it's been a family tradition of mine. We have a tent here at Grange Fair as well, and it's something you just never want to miss. And I personally want to thank the Grange Fair. They put on a great program out here every year for everybody. And I'm saying this as a fair goer, a lifelong fair goer, and from my family's perspective, this is something that gets handed down through generations. And I've been blessed to be here all these years myself. And I always had to be a simple, humble guy who had to line up on a Penn State football team back in '86. Blair Thomas and Stephen Davis are on their way in here, folks, and they'll be here to give some autographs out as well. But we wanted to talk to you a little bit about the upcoming season here, and also about some of the things we're looking to try to do here for you with the Forever Live Network. We are the only, as far as I know, college football program that's actually produced and broadcast by the players themselves. You know, we want to bring you a unique perspective, basically from the locker room to the field, back out to you, the fans. And we'd like you to interact with us as well. We have a Facebook page. It's facebook.com/foreverlions. Be sure to friend us out there. Send us your questions or comments and ask us the things you'd like to see and hear on the show each week. We have some great players coming in each and every home game, as well as away games that we're going to be able to get on the show here with us. We have some guys like Franco Harris and some others who've expressed interest and have already given us some sound bites. And throughout each year, you know, the nice part about us as former players, we have a Letterman Lounge up there, and we're able to bring two non-related friends and family members in. So we'll be having some events where you can also maybe come on up there with us. But check out our website and friend us on Facebook again so we can get you some details about your opportunity to come on up and meet some of the former players. But Quintus, as we went into the fall here, you know, we're still trying to find a quarterback. We're almost a week out here. And I think Coach O'Brien probably later today or maybe even tomorrow should have an announcement here real quick for us. I'm pretty impressed.
Think so?
I think so.
What makes you think it's coming so soon?
Well, you know, he promised that.
Okay.
He's always been a man of his
He's
word.
a man of his word.
Yeah,
Indeed.
I like the guy.
Indeed. You know, it would be great if it was pressed a little further, simply because that would mean there's great competition. When I was standing in Haruba this morning, and I got a chance to see about 5 snaps standing there. And,
told me they sent Jack Ham away too, so they didn't want to let anybody in the practice today. But carry that thought on, Quintus. When you were up there today, what were you noticing in those 5 snaps?
Well, cohesiveness. I would say that the main thing that I saw was cohesiveness. There was everything going on. It kind of brought back some feelings, some physical feelings. I got a little excited. But just to see the cohesiveness, it lets me know that Coach has everything under control. I really believe he's got everything under control. So if he decides to make a decision right now, or on Thursday at the game, game week, I just trust and believe that it's going to be the right decision for the team, and not for the player. And that takes me back to one of the things that he said in an interview following the spring game. He talked about the fact that we brought in some 4-star and 5-star athletes that are young, and he said that the best man is going to play. I love to hear that, and like you just said, we agreed earlier, he's always been a man of his word, and I trust that. For years and years, there was a culture here that you had to wait to play, and right now we can't afford to do that because scholarships are down, and he's determined that we're going to win right now. We're going to win now. So there is no, well, you could play, but I've got a guy ahead of you. No, the guy that's best is the one that's going to be on the field. That's what his word is, and I'm looking forward. I'm excited about that.
Well, I can appreciate that, and I'll tell you what, that's a hallmark of a great coach. I'll take you back to some of the other teams that we have, or coaches over the history of college football. I know Bobby Bowden was well known for always playing the best guy. He didn't care where you came from. He didn't care what your background was. If you're the best, you're going to play out there. And he took a program from nothing and built it up to a national contender every day, just like Joe did when he was here. He took on those attributes as well, but you did have to kind of wait your time back in the day. But I think this is going to really change.
The thing about it was, Skip, is when people had to wait their time. We had so much talent here in the 80s, the early, mid, and even into the late 80s and early 90s. The talent pool was so rich here. I believe our second team could have competed, at a high level nationwide, just the second team players. So
that even went deeper than that. We were 4 deep at running back. A lot of positions, even kicker, we were 5 deep.
Right.
So back in the day, you could carry a lot more players on a roster. So we were able to have somebody step right in. When they reduced the rosters like this, I know they wanted to introduce parity to a lot of the other colleges, schools, and that's good to a certain extent. But it makes it a lot harder to have that depth that like you used to have back when you build those powerhouses.
Absolutely, I think the parity is a great thing. It's getting, God bless you, my dear. Yes, ma'am. It's allowing other universities to come along and use some of the revenue that's brought into the schools by college football to help that university grow. It helps other sports bring in scholarships. There's a lot that can be said about parity in college athletics, and I'm excited about it for one, because now you've got to really make it happen on the football field on Saturday, and now it's a complete team deal because your training staff has to be up to par too to get those nicked up and hurt players back on the field, because as I do, that it happens.
Absolutely. I do well. I remember tripping over a kickoff tee and not put an end to things for a few weeks.
You did what? The Charlie Valley?
Yeah, it was worse. No, I was kicking off to the scout team, and they had those red kickoff tees, and the thing rolled out, and I hopped down on it, my ankle went snapping.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so, it happens. They always have somebody who's ready to step right up.
Oh, absolutely.
And, speaking of college football today, you've seen a lot of great coaches rise to the top as well because of having that opportunity to scale down the number of scholarships and hone in on recruiting, and then, of course, step up and coach in ways that they never did before. So it's kind of neat to see that. We see a lot of great programs rising up to the top. Oregon back in the 80s, we didn't know about them, and some of these other schools have really come about.
Absolutely. This parity is helping out all over the place, not just in scholarships, as you said, but opportunities for coaches. Because these coaches that come in and build up programs now have an opportunity to go to the next level themselves, if that's where their heart is and that's what they're dreaming about. So it's a great thing all the way around, really. I really believe it is.
Did you get a chance to see any of the other spring games this year at all?
I watched some Alabama just because I just had to root against them some kind of way. From our days playing here, that was one of our big rivalry. Indeed, it'd be nice to get that back at some point. But I did watch their spring game, a portion of their spring game, and I was just amazed.
I was too. That is one of the spring games I picked up as well. Alabama, you know, they remind me a lot of us in the 80s because they are so deep in every position, and they were really well refined in the spring game. It wasn't just a run through or a practice here. We're seeing some real talent out there.
Absolutely. Talent that you really never heard of. People, children, or their children, 17, 18-year-old, you know, freshmen and sophomores in college that this coaching staff has gone and found. They didn't have big names. They weren't the big name players coming out of high school, but they've come in and they've embraced the program. They've embraced the philosophy of the head coach, which is what I'm excited to see happen here. And I believe it's happening, that these players that since we have cut down in scholarships, these players that are coming here have already bought into the philosophy that Coach O'Brien brings to the table. That philosophy is laid out. It's plain as day, and it will not change. I don't believe it will change. He'll do what he said he's going to do, and these players believe in that, and they poured their hearts into it. It makes a difference.
I really want to commend a lot of the players for sticking through what Penn State was going through at this time. You know, a lot of guys could have simply jumped ship, but you know, it says a lot about the coach, his staff, and the commitment he has to excellence, and not never leaving Penn State. Because I don't think it's ever left Penn State.
Oh, absolutely.
And I think he brings even a higher standard to a lot of these players. You know, community involvement, things like that were not necessarily required. You know, back in our time,
weren't allowed. Some of them.
Well, you're right. You're right. Actually, exactly. You know, we didn't have an opportunity to get out. Like a lot of these other coaches now encouraging guys to do
Absolutely.
that. And I'm really thankful to see that, and I'm excited to see how he's going to guide a lot of these guys through the years. And you know, I personally couldn't be more thankful for having a really good quarterback coach like this come in as a head coach. I'm really excited to see him bringing some of the things you see in the NFL into college football.
Absolutely, especially into Happy Valley. Bringing it here so that we can have the first opportunity at displaying it, and we're bringing the talent. Having the guy who coached Tom Brady speaks volumes. It's brought us a 4-star quarterback, a young man who I watched film on him, completely impressed with the film that I watched on the young quarterback who just came in. So I'm excited to see that decision as well. I know we all probably want to rush that on. We want to know who's the starting quarterback. Who's the starting quarterback? That's always a big question, right? Who's gonna lead the team? Well, Coach O'Brien said that the best one is going to be out there behind center. So I'm excited to see who that man is. Which young man rises to the top.
Well, we're broadcasting live here at the Center County Grange Fair. Thank you all for listening to the Forever Lions Network. We'll be right back after this message.
Hello there. How are you?
Would you autograph this for my granddaughter?
Absolutely.
Hey, so who was your quarterback?
John Schaefer, Matt Kisner, Tom Bill, Darren Roberts. My senior year, that was a yes. Exactly.
Hey, does he have a lot of good? Hey, does he have a lot of good kids coming out?
We lost a lot, but I think that the young folks that are coming back have improved themselves. So we'll see.
He has some good kids.
Absolutely. I mean,
Hey,
I'd love to see a lot of points scored. That was not something that was always our forte in the 80s.
when's he going?
Sometime this week. It's a tough call. You know, I saw three of them take snaps today, and they all three threw past. They all three threw past.
462-1790. For your free quote, your free DVD, and your path to financial freedom, call No More Waiting at 800-462-1790 now. Update your kitchen with custom cabinet rebasing from Sears. Your kitchen can look like new again in about 4 to 6 days without the cost, time, or mess of totally remodeling. See for yourself. Call 1-800-300-8093 for a free design consultation. Call right now and save $500 on select styles. Sears offers over 100 door and drawer combinations to suit any budget and style. And best of all, with Sears, your satisfaction is guaranteed. So don't replace your kitchen cabinets, reface them. Call Sears at 1-800-300-8093 and save $500 on select styles.
Everything sounds
We're here
great.
with the local guys, Dan and Dave from Workman Auto in Pleasant Gap. What do you all do that makes car buying easy?
At Workman Auto, you don't have to negotiate to get your best price. We put our best price on all our cars, and we have some of the nicest cars at the lowest price in Central PA.
We always have a great selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs, and every vehicle comes with a 3-month or 4,000-mile warranty for the balance of the factory warranty, whichever is better for you.
For many of our vehicles, when they get to the lot, they're fully serviced, professionally detailed, and we have vehicles starting as low as $4,000.
At Workman Auto, we have bank financing at very competitive rates. It doesn't take us long to get you approved and on your way with your new car. We also accept trade-ins. It doesn't take us long to get you your value.
An even easier way to see our selection of prices is go to our website at workmanauto.com. There you'll find a complete selection of everything we have in stock, along with everything being priced, so you know what your price is, and you can also do the auto check history, so you have everything right there.
And I'll tell you, Joe was good. I'm taking it easy. Everybody does this time of year. Dog days, they call it.
Does everybody have sealed mattress sets from Tubby's?
Oh, well, no, not everyone.
Then thou shalt declare a sale.
A sale?
And I'm a great sale.
All right, a dog day sale. And Tubby's Bedrooms will sell ceiling mattress sets as low as $199.
There's a slight delay on this, so you'll rejoin ahead of this.
Sets as low as $99, twin each piece when sold in sets only, and Kitty Posturepedic queen sets starting at $4.99.
Yes, I did. And at the end of the Tubby's Dog Day sale, everyone will get some rest.
And remember, dog spelled backwards. It's the Tubby's Dog Day sale, including special savings on ceiling mattress sets.
Hey, I'll always stick up
2221 East College Avenue and on the web at tubbies.net. Jim's Italian Cuisine, 201 East Cherry Lane in Belmont, has been serving you, your family, and your friends the finest Italian cuisine for 60 years. People from far and wide know that Jim's Italian Cuisine is dedicated to consistency, and they keep coming back for more. Every meal you have at Jim's Italian Cuisine is prepared to perfection. You'll find something for everyone, including delicious homemade lasagna, spaghetti,
Sharp, I will go. There's those two there. I'll look for more. It's not working?
Well, it is, but it'd be better if we had more than one. This one is about dead.
Is it? All right, I will go look.
As soon as you in a family-friendly atmosphere.
Two.
So whether it's an afternoon with a family or an evening on the town, there truly is something for everyone. Jim's Italian Cuisine, a Center County tradition since 1952. East Cherry Lane in Belfont. Call 814-355-2169 for reservations. That's 814-355-2169 for Jim's Italian Cuisine.
Stock 970 WBLS. This is Quintus McDonald.
Hi friends, and a pleasant good afternoon to you. Welcome to Forever Live Network. My name's Skip Driver-This, and we're here live at Grange Fair.
Hello, and I'm Quintus McDonald.
And also, Blair Thomas is making his way here up front to headquarters. A little traffic delays with some guys getting in here, but we have more guys coming. Come on out here to the Grange Fair. These guys will be giving out some autographs. And we actually have a couple items we're going to auction off here. There's a helmet autographed by John Capoletti. We're going to auction off, as well as a football that's signed by Franco Harris and some other famous running backs. Lionel Mitchell, Blair, and Kajana Carter. We have some footballs and stuff like that we're going to be having here to auction off as well. So come on in to Grange Fair. It's a great place for a family. I speak this as a person growing up in the area. My family having a tent here. There's no place like Grange Fair. It's a highlight of your summer. Something you never want to miss. If you're listening out there on radio, be sure to come on out here. There's great entertainment all week long here. There's nothing like coming out to the Grange Fair. We're going to thank them for allowing Magnum Broadcasting to come out here and have this show today. We're here talking football. Each week we're going to be bringing you the Forever Live Network. It's the only network in college sports that is 100% player produced. All the players who've been a part of the Penn State program will actually be on this show each week. Friday nights we're going to be on at Damon.
All players who've
been a part of the Penn State program will actually be on this show each week. Friday nights we're going to be on the game.
And away games are going to be at another location here at State College as well. So we look forward to having you all come on out for different broadcasts. Each week we're going to be bringing different players who played at Penn State. So we also want to have interaction with all of you. So if you are out there on the social media networks, if you use Facebook at all, go to facebook.com/foreverlads. Friend us, send us your comments, send us your questions. We want to interact with you even live while we're doing our broadcasts. And just coming in here to us right now is another Penn State great here. Spoon! The big dude. Glad you made it, brother. This is Stephen Davis, the big dude who just made it back in here. How's your trip in, Stephen?
Good trying, but it was good, though.
I'm glad you made it, brother.
Absolutely. Glad to see you here, Doctor.
Glad to see you.
And you're not lined up in front of me.
No, because you're not running by me, right?
Well, Stephen is definitely the storyteller of a lot of the guys from the 86 football team. Stephen has the mind and the memory of an elephant. So, Stephen, I look forward to hearing some of the stories and reminding us of the things that we often forget. So, and a lot of people coming around. I guess everybody wants pictures.
Everybody wants a picture with Stephen. What's the deal? What is the guy?
I made it through here. Somebody walked me directly to the headquarters. Man. I mean, right from
that was kind of, I tell you, there's some great staff here at Grange. If you're out here at the fair today and you see somebody who works here, thank them for their work and their dedication. It's a great contribution and try to make this a great place for everybody out here.
It's a lot of good things going on, a lot of great happenings here, folks. If you've never been to the Grange Fair, this is my first time. Certainly, if you're listening to us on air, come on out to Center Hall, correct? We're in Center Hall, Pennsylvania. Come on out. We've got tropical snow. We've got dip tops, chocolate and peanut butter candy. We've got sun-kissed fresh squeezed orange juice. All sorts of things. Who's that? Bissingers over there, ice cream. Hello, my dear. How are you? We've got friendly folks. We've got friendly Central Pennsylvania people out here having a wonderful time. All right.
Stephen, while we were just talking before you came in a little bit about the spring game, and I was trying to get a little bit of recap of that and what to expect for the fall. Do you have any comments on what you've noticed from the spring game?
Well, what I noticed is they got a lot of good work done. Certainly looking at the running backs and everyone else, they come up very deep. Sorry about that. Very deep in I'd say the backfield that I've seen in years. Although everyone's talking about the scholarships that are played. I mean, I didn't see any ill effects from anything that I saw in the game, in the spring game at all. The offensive line, of course, very solid, very smart, and ready to go. And I think the offensive line certainly is going to be a force to be reckoned with in the Big Ten this year.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. They definitely look strong on the offensive line. I was mostly impressed with the offensive and defensive line in the spring game. I think it's easier for those two positions to really gel and come together over a 30 practice schedule than it is for guys who are probably switched around in special teams and things of that nature. So it did fare well as far as the spring game is concerned.
Stephen, back in the day, tell us about some of your training experiences. Because Stephen, by the way, he's been coaching for years now in football, so we'd like to get a perspective from him as well. As you're coaching guys to head into the fall, what do you normally try to instill in guys' minds?
Well, I mean, they need to know that they're the center and the focus of everything that starts. Quinn has just now mentioned us in front of each other. Everything, of course, starts and ends with the guys up front, the offensive line up front, and the front seven as well on defense.
Absolutely.
And, so we have to, especially these days now, I mean, it's about being aggressive. It's about being precise and going through your drills every day, doing the best you can to try to get better at all the small things that we learned. All those small things, all those drills that people hate to do. I think we had the shoots. And of course, we had the very dangerous number ones where athletes like finish the gun. An athlete like that every day, it was trying. But made us a lot better.
It made us all a lot better, Stephen, because I'm going to tell you, being blessed with athletic skill is one thing, but nothing, absolutely nothing beats hard work on top of that. So, you know, we all sharpen it. There's a word in the Bible that talks about iron sharpening iron, and that's exactly what takes place on the football field. We men sharpen each other.
Absolutely, absolutely. And people pushing each other, that's what I saw. When I looked at the television special that I saw, and even though it was all access to things weren't staged, but you could see people pushing each other. They push each other through changes. I saw the defense now, there's a new defensive coordinator. There's a number of things that are happening, and for them to start making the change, this particular team learning has already been able to really be there for each other is going to be tremendous. And I think, of course, that's the nice thing, Chip, I want to say fully about the offensive line is they're together. You know, they're made of all kind of people. You have your tougher people. You have your people that are smarter. You have your people that are technicians. And you know, it's just a good thing to see guys up front, especially guys who are also doing it academically, like John Urshill, number 64, the guard, who finished, I think it was a math degree in 2.5 years and has a master's degree. And Lord knows he should be on Big Ten this year. It's nothing else. So to be able to do all those things, I think, is what makes the program so great historically.
Absolutely. Well, the crowd's already getting here. Blair has actually arrived. Blair, we were so thankful you had a safe trip here. I got held up in traffic a good bit, and we're thankful you made it here with us. Obviously, everybody wants to maul you to death here to get an autograph. But we were just recapping earlier the spring game like we did our last show, and talking a little bit about what we have coming up here this fall. And everybody's prepared here, and I'm not sure if maybe maybe his microphone's not on. We got him a headset here.
Hey, Skip, how you doing? Good to see you. Hey, how are you, sir?
Good, good. Everything's going well. Traveling every day.
Yep, same. His first experience at the Grange Fair. So he made it through the parking lots and the gauntlet of getting through all the traffic, and he has a fun-filled night here at Grange Fair with everybody. Blair, as we're heading here to the fall, you know, Quintus was up today trying to get into sneaking in the practice. I think he maybe saw 5 snaps.
Keep saying sneaking, dude. I don't sneak anywhere. I sneak nowhere.
That is very true.
No place do I sneak.
That's true. We'll leave it at that.
Exactly.
He's too big to sneak anywhere.
Exactly.
He can't hide.
Sneaking. I never even tried to hide, Skip. I'm not that guy.
So you got any a couple snaps of practice?
I was able to see 4 snaps today. And the 4 snaps, they were 2 different quarterbacks, some kind of way. And each quarterback threw a pass. Each pass was complete.
There you go.
So that, yeah.
Each down was 100%.
That's right.
For the snaps that you saw.
For the snaps I saw, they were 100%. We're back to 1,000 this spring, this fall.
Wow. You know, I just have one question about
There's another picture I want to
any thought on who might be a quarterback this year? I mean, the quarterback has not been named. Christian Hackenberg.
I'm a picture taken with them.
Thoughts on it?